We're joined by Super Bowl champion James Harrison. James, should the Eagles take the poster down in the locker room?
I feel the same way Malcolm feels. You have nothing. It started all over from, the end of the Super Bowl until the beginning of training camp. That's your celebration time. Once training camp starts, it's over. I won 2 Super Bowls, and of those 2 Super Bowls that we won, each time we didn't even make the playoffs the next year. 2005, 2006, we missed the playoffs.
And why was that in general?
I feel like he said, guys were, sitting on their morals. They thought, it was just going to magically happen again. It was going to be the same way it was last year. And what you got to realize is now you're the top dog. You're getting everybody's A game. The team that was 0-16 are about to give you their best game, and you're going to think they should be making the playoffs. You're not going to be able to just go out there and do the same things. You can't rely on the underdog thing no more. You can't ride that. You can't ride the underdog no more. You just won a Super Bowl championship. Everybody's after you.
Yep, that's exactly right. I feel the exact same way. I was very fortunate, won a Super Bowl in '97. And the thing is, Skip, you have to guard against a bunch of things. You have to guard against complacency. Guys like, oh, yeah, this is going to happen again. We just flipped the switch like we did last year. Now, they didn't flip the switch, but the year before they were 7-9. You have to guard against injury. Carson Wentz gets hurt, they still won it. You have to guard against free agency defection. They're going to come get some of your best players because they're like, I got the Super Bowl ring. Now it's time for me to go secure this bag.
Yeah.
How many rings can I eat? I need that paper now. So you leave with that. I just remember Mike telling us, guys, what we accomplished was great. He said, but if you want to be remembered, you want to be special, you got to do it back to back. Because a lot of teams win 1 in a row. So for us, we didn't have anything. Put that stuff upstairs. Let Sue in finance see it. Let Bob in accounting, let him look at it. What we had up there, we had a blank board, Skip. They put the opponent up there, and then after the game, we had the score. Either it was going to be we won by 3 or 4, or it's going to be we lost in the L. That's what we had in our locker room. Well, we didn't have anything in the locker room. We had that as you walk into the locker room. There was no Super Bowl. There was no parade. There was no confetti falling down on us, running on the field. There was none of that because that wasn't going to help us repeat. That wasn't going to help us win any games this year. We, like James said, we getting your best. Everybody geared up. How do we beat the Broncos? How do we stop that zone run? And when we shut the run down, how do we stop Shannon, Ed, and Rob? How do we do that? So that Super Bowl 52, that will have no bearing on the regular season and Super Bowl 53. So what good is it in there for? They know they won it. You got the ring in the safe deposit box. You're probably going to wear the ring. So we don't need a reminder. I just need you to come to work and try to get me another one. That's what I need. I don't need no poster to remind me of it.
So why did you put yourself first on that list of need to stop? Shannon, he was number 1 on the list.
No.
Every defensive coordinator said, we got to stop
Shannon. His own run first.
His own run first.
His own run first.
No, they had to stop TD first.
Okay, I got it. So I will say this, to your point about whoever it was, Bob in accounting. I covered several teams in this league, and I'll pick 2 of them, the 49ers and the Cowboys, and to walk into those lobbies, not the locker room, the lobby, and see those Lombardis staring back at you, it is impressive.
Yes.
I think it's impressive for the current players to walk in the lobby and look up and see all that hardware and all those accolades and all those pictures, and it's just history just slaps you in the face like, you got to live up to that. Well, that works for me. But I get where you're coming from about the locker room because it needs blank slate. Because you just start over. And I want to say this about Malcolm Jenkins. As a lifelong Cowboy fan, I find it hard to like anything about the Philadelphia Eagles because I just don't like, I never liked them. I didn't like the way they handled themselves, operated under Buddy Ryan or whoever you want to throw out there.
Ever since Buddy put that bounty out on
I know. I never quite got over that one. Against a kicker? You're gonna eliminate the kicker with the bounty? Okay. So Malcolm Jenkins is one Eagle I have nothing but respect for because it comes across to me, and I'm not inside that locker room, but I think he's the rock of that team. I think he is the ultimate leader of that team. He's also been a leader off the field in the protest movement. But when he speaks, I listen, and I think he has guided that team just the way you were a strong voice, both of you guys for that matter, in your locker rooms where when you opened your mouth, everybody turned their head. Oh, he's talking. Now, you talk maybe too much.
You had to see what he was saying first.
Yeah, you had to see that. But when it was time to talk and make a statement, you made a statement that resonated through the newspapers and back into the ears and psyches of your teammates.
Right.
And that's what that just did, because I think he sees, wait a second, we're not going to have Alshon for whatever it's going to be,
Right.
2 or 3 games. And we might not have our young quarterback for several, I don't know how long he's going to be out. And so we're going to have a little quandary going on there. And we're not sure about Jason Peters, and we're not sure about this and that. And all of a sudden, remember, that team was 7-9 2 years ago.
And what else, Skip? He see his quarterback, the guy that won the Super Bowl MVP,
Yeah.
that might start the season. He hadn't looked well in the preseason. Maybe we still celebrating. Maybe we thinking about we going to Disney again.
Or book tours. Everybody's
Yeah,
doing book
bro.
tours.
Hey,
Foles is doing a book tour. The head coach is doing a book tour, right?
you know what, Skip? The hardest about when you win a Super Bowl, everybody think they're most responsible. The groundskeepers think they're most responsible because of the way they cut the grass.
The grass is
The cafeteria, the way they bring the food. Oh, that's what all that good food we bring. Everybody wants to feel most responsible for why you won the Super Bowl, but nobody wants to go back and put that work in to get back there. Bruh, it's harder. Cause you can sneak up on somebody. It's easy. You sneak up on them, but let them know you the champ and try to stay up on top of that mountain when they still trying to throw rocks and knock you off.
Well, to your point, you did win back-to-back.
Yeah.
And I was still shocked that John said, I don't want to try for the three-peat.
Yeah.
You know, because he stopped. He quit, right?
Last repeat, 03-04, the Patriots.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen teams have an opportunity. Patriots got back to the Super Bowl, Skip, just this past year. Couldn't do it. Seattle got back, got in position. Couldn't. It's hard. It is hard to do that.
How did you guys do it?
It didn't start out well because John pulls his hamstring the second game of the season. We had to go with Bubby Bristol for 4.5 games.
Your favorite quarterback, right?
Hey, Bubby, you got a Ferrari. Just keep it in first. Don't grind the gears. That's all you got to do. Toss it to TD. When they shut TD down, we're going to get one-on-one coverage. Ed, Rod, and myself, we're going to beat one-on-one. Actually, we averaged more yards and more points per game with Bubby than we did John. But we know we had a smoker, Skip. We had a smoker. And it was easy hat day. If we win the game, we didn't have to wear pads. Don't have to wear pads for 8 plays during the week and hat day on Friday. Don't mess up my hat day.
So why wasn't a third in a row won?
We lost. John left. TD got towards ACL.
He did.
Atwater left. We had just too many. We weren't the same team, Skip. We weren't the same team. I would have loved to have John come back, but he was like, John hated to throw a wet ball. And they had been talking about it was going to rain during Super Bowl 33 the entire week. We get through that entire game.
The Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
Skip the whole game. Beautiful game. As soon as we get into the locker room, a deluge happened.
Yeah.
I think he took that as a sign of God. I need to go.
Really?
I need to go.
But a deluge had already happened in the other locker room because Eugene Robinson had happened to the Falcons.
Well, I don't know
Am I
why.
right?
Hey,
Did that not help the Denver Broncos?
And then people talk, and they ask me, talking about, did y'all, we ain't sent nobody nowhere. We was in our hotel room having us a good old time.
I know. Yep. Getting ready.
Yep.
Watching tape.
And then we see that come across. I said, "Oh, they're in a heap of trouble."
They're in a heap of trouble.
I see that come across the bottom of the screen. Eugene Robinson arrested. I'm knocking on people. Hey, y'all see that? Oh yeah, we got him. We got him, Skip. Hey, had a nice trophy. Had the Christian Man of the Year trophy in there.
He
Hey,
did.
move that trophy out the way and get in the car.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. I don't know if he said that, Skip. I don't know if he said that. I might have made that a little bit.
Sort of said that.
Yeah, he said something like that. But the trophy was in the car. He's like, move that trophy out of the way and get in here.
Yep. Well, the odds are against the Eagles to win it all again. They just are.
If the Eagles were not in the NFC
I know.
East, you wouldn't say that.
Yep, you're right. But if they weren't in the NFC, I might not say that because the NFC is loaded.
They loaded. It is loaded. You got the Rams, you got the Saints, you got the Falcons, you got the Panthers, you got Green Bay, Minnesota.
You didn't.
Cowboy. Don't say
Cowboys.
it. Don't say it for him. Don't even give him the.
But you not Skip. That was 8. Y'all were 8. 8 don't make the playoffs.
Oh, well, we'll see about that. You could be out series due if they do.
I'm thinking no.
Jerry, Earl Thomas.
No. Bets off now. No, we already talked. We had an addendum.
Oh.
If you sign Earl Thomas, the bet is off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not how other bets have worked.
No.
Huh?
Oh, you always.
I
say-
lost Travis Frederick. What does that mean? The bet's off?
No, you didn't say that.
Huh?
You can't do that. I have an addendum in mind.
He's 4-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I know.
I lost him probably for the whole year. Who knows?
No, you ain't lost it for the whole year. I believe they caught it in time.
Okay.
And with modern medicine now, Skip, that you're probably gonna be back in no time. Look at this.
What happened to those Steelers? No playoffs.
Well, one year Ben, thought he was Evel Knievel.
He did.
We didn't lose him though. We got him back for the season for that one. I mean,
but he wasn't.
He was a little, maybe been a little gun shy from it, but at the same time, the big issue was, guys were thinking that, it's just going to roll over. These teams are going to lay down, and we get in there, and it's a team that we should smash, and we lose. Like, come on.
Them teams, when you the Super Bowl champ, you are the team, a bad team. You're their Super Bowl.
No question.
So when you show up, the crowd, the stadium going crazy.
Full.
They holding the Super Bowl. Like, y'all ain't going to the Super Bowl. We went to the Super Bowl, but they got their Super Bowl hats.
They feel like we could have won because we just beat the Super Bowl champions.
That's what they think. That's exactly how they think.
So we all agree they should move the poster out of the locker room
Absolutely.
to the lobby?
Definitely. Yes.
All right, I agree.
To the lobby.